And tonight, investigators in Galveston County say they're getting closer to bringing justice to the family of a woman who was murdered on Crystal Beach 17 years ago.
Bridgette Gearen was vacationing in 2007 when her body was discovered in the water. Matt Doherty has new information from investigators and Bridgette's former fiance tonight. Matt?
Investigators will only say they're close. They say new evidence obtained within the past year may finally lead to an arrest. However, Bridgette's loved ones are not holding their breath. Bridgette Gearen was 28 years old back in 2007 when she rented a vacation house on Crystal Beach with her coworkers. Bridgette had brought along her then 2-year-old daughter, Kira. Kira's dad and Bridgette's fiance, Brandon Porty, had stayed home. Brandon says Bridgette and some of the others decided to go for a walk on the beach that night. Bridgette was the first to leave the beach house.
By the time she left the beach house and went downstairs, within like a minute, she was gone.
The others looked for Bridgette throughout the night, but to no avail.
Paramedics or something like that were camping on the beach that night and found her floating in the water the next morning.
Bridgette had been raped and strangled to death. But in the years that followed, no arrests were ever made, and although there have been suspects in the past, no charges have ever been filed.
I'm tired of hearing that we're getting close, and I say something to Kira about it, and then, a year goes by and we still haven't heard nothing.
Investigators say there are more than 1,000 pages of documents and reports for Bridgette's case. They say it's not a cold case, they call it an old case, one of the most brutal they've ever seen. Brandon has his own theory about what may have happened.
My thought is she probably they probably ran into each other on the beach earlier in that day. And, they followed her to where she was staying and waited. And then when she came downstairs, there was more than one dude. From the reports, I've been told up to about 4. And they grabbed her, and that was it.
Investigators say new evidence obtained in the past year could finally help to bring this mystery to an end. They are waiting to share that evidence with us because it has not been presented to a grand jury yet.
Someone needs to answer for what they did in this life, not the afterlife, this life. And they don't need to be going through life just living their life. They took one that, it's not their right to do that. Sorry, that's hard.
Brandon Porty and Bridgette's family can only hope that this time will be different, that the closure they've dreamed of for so many years is almost here.
I really want to see these guys brought to justice for her mother's sake and for Kira's sake and for Bridgette's. Something needs to happen.
Bridgette's daughter Kira is 19 now. She sat down with us back in 2018 when she was only 12 years old. We featured her story back in a Missing Pieces episode that you can see right now on khou.com. Of course, we are going to continue to follow this case and bring you any updates that we get. Back to you.
So much time has passed, hoping they get the answers and closure they need. Matt Doherty tonight, thank you.